What is going on, kid family? Welcome back to the channel. Another week has went by and the stock market continues to act crazy. So we're gonna do our market recap for the week, and I'm happy to say we kind of fought our way trying to get back to the top where we were. So stay tuned. I'm gonna talk to you guys about some of my worst trades, what the market is doing in general. Man, I don't know if it's just me. My buddy just texted me right now and he ruined his wheels. His $8,000 set of Vossens damaged by a stupid pothole. See, I don't know if it's just me or if you guys are experiencing the same things, but quarantine season, unemployment, and when things rain, it pours, man. For example, washing machine broke in our house. Then the water pump in our water heater broke. I smashed my finger the other day. My mom busted her head open the other day. It's just a lot of things going on, and it's some crazy activity going on. So last week we had a really bad week in the stock market. We ended the week down, let me see what it was here, $2,662.50 down for the week, which put our Webull trading account into negative territory. That means we were losing actual money that we had invested. We were down about $500 of our own money that we invested. And it's crazy because at one point we were up around $2,300 in profits. So anyway, let me show you guys what's going on right now. I'm gonna get that screen recorder open for you guys, which I've been slacking on. Hopefully I record the right things for you guys today. So this week we are back up with a $2,300 profit. We made a few trades that were down last week and we cashed in on them this week, and we'll go over some of those trades. But that's a nice comeback for the most part, and year to date we are up just about $2,000. So we were up more. We were up around 23 something a couple weeks ago, but we're fighting our way back. We still have positions that are open and we are currently involved in them, so we'll talk about those here shortly. All right, so some of the trades that I remember taking this week. Let's start off with our best trade, which is Hertz. Hertz is that car rental company. We were down about $1,000 last week. We ended up turning the tables on this. We locked in just about $560 on the trade. I remember I wake up that day, it was gapping up. I was up close to 800. Again, I had to manage the risk. There was some consolidation there in the morning, and then it broke down the consolidation and I sold it. I've been trying to practice patience and letting the winners run. Unfortunately, that one we weren't able to lock in as much as we wanted to, but I'm glad we locked in what we wanted to, because let me show you guys real quick what happened to Hertz 2 days after we sold it. Yeah, moving up. I think I sold it on this day somewhere around 470. I sold it here, and then it went up the next day a little bit more, and then there was news on Hertz that they're having some problems paying, or they don't want to pay their debt. Whatever the news was, it brought it back down to around 350 level. Now we might be still interested in buying Hertz at a lower level. There is a gap that needs to fill right around 338. We might be interested in dropping some money right in there to see what happens, but you know, the potential's still there. I mean, it's better. I'd rather buy lower again than where I was buying. But again, news affects everything in this market, so it could change daily. So you got to be careful where you are. And so some of it is educated guessing on my part, but you never know when the news is going to drop and kick you out of a position. Also, TVIX, this is the short position, which works opposite of the stock market. I think we did 2 trades on this and we locked in. I can't remember exactly. It's hard to keep track of your daily trades on this Webull account, but I'm guessing we locked in around $400 of profit. And the same thing goes with UVXY, which is brother of TVIX, which works exactly the same way. We locked in about $250 or $225 on UVXY, which brings our total of UVXY earnings to $370. And our best income generator again is TVIX, which is again making money when the market goes down, so it is very possible. And then we also have made some money on LUV, which is the American airline company, and we locked in around $300 for the week, which will, where is Love? Love is my second best winner next to TVIX, bringing a total of $706 right now. And maybe I did another trade, I can't remember, but again, for the week we are up 2,300, and that's based on, I guess Webull calculates it as the trades I did and locked in profits, and also the current trades that have went up, but I'm still down on those, and we'll talk about those right now. All right guys, so this is my current positions chart right here. The first biggest loser that I currently am bag holding is USO oil stock. Here we have a 15-minute candle chart right here, and here we have the daily on the right side. So again, on the daily, before I go into that, USO just had a reverse split. So last week we were concerned about JDUS having a reverse split and not knowing what's going to happen. Now USO has given us the hard hitter, the reverse split. And you know, thankfully nothing's crazy has been going on after the reverse splits. Slowly you can see the stock is kind of moving up. You had a ton of volume right around these days, and usually when you get a spike in volume, it either means two things. One, that the current trend is going to reverse, and that's what I'm hoping is happening here. You had the spike of volume, a little bit of consolidation, and slowly we start picking back up with oil. Now the other thing this means is just more pressure to the downside, and if it means more pressure to the downside, oil is going to keep going back down. But with the economy trying to reopen, there's going to be more driving, more demand for fuel, for oil. So I think we're going to pick back up. Our position average is right over here. There's a few gaps we have to fill on the upside, and that's what I'm going to be looking for here. Again, $1,300 loss currently. I think the most I was down on this was around $1,600. So we're slowly making our way back into the better territory right now. But you know, we're gonna have to hold this one on. Next stock is JDUS, which is the inverse of gold. Again, crazy mover. This one had a reverse split last week. We got some gaps that need to be filled, outlined right over here. Average position right over here. Our average position is right where the resistance level was around these areas. So it's a little bit tricky, but once we can get past this resistance, I'm sure we can fill this first gap at $48.50, which will give us a green trade. Now, it's kind of really choppy over here. There's a lot of volume around this level. We might have bottomed out, guys, but I'm not sure. The next trade we just got in on Friday over here, it was Beyond Meat. One of my coworkers got in on this. So it gapped up in the morning. It hit a high of 107. My buddy got in at 106 with an options trade. Now, I don't do options, so I stuck it on the sidelines. I was actually trading some of the current stocks I had. And I watched this, and I'm watching this, and then at one point I look at it, it's $100 a share. $100 being a whole number, you might have a lot of support at that area. I got my feet wet. I jumped in right here, and it was acting so slow. You see, it's just consolidated here. There's no movement whatsoever. So I don't know. We were both very fishy about the trading price action, and then the next day, what happens? The analysts downgrade the stock, predict it's gonna have predict that it's worth about $70 a share. Well, what's gonna happen if the stock is trading 100? Well, it's gonna go to the downside, which it did. It hit $90 a share on Friday. So we're holding that. We got a pretty big size on Beyond Meat. And what worries me the most is if you look at the daily chart right here, I mean, from the bottoms of $48, it went up to $115. And we were buying right over here. You can see my average position. So we're buying pretty high right now. And that's the thing. I don't manage risk well when I'm buying high. When I'm buying low, I accumulate more, and I wait it out till it makes that upward move. But man, this could be a falling knife situation right here, where it's going to keep going down to about $70 where they predict. And if it goes down to $70 where they predict, we are right over here, boys. And that is going to wipe out a lot of my gains. So hopefully that's not the case. Beyond Meat has earnings coming up in a few days. I believe it's on Wednesday. So we'll be looking forward to that. And that earnings report is either going to make us or break us with this stock. So we will see. I jumped into LUV one more time. We were watching LUV, and it went lower than I had it previously, so I'm in a better position. But we are down on the trade. Friday was a really bad day, and we're down $100 on this trade. Netflix, we have Netflix. We actually bought Netflix after earnings. They beat earnings. They had good earnings. We bought it pretty high too. This is not a good one. We only bought 2 shares right here, so about $1,000 worth of stock. We bought it at the high, man. This is like the worst case scenario when you're buying on the hype. And if you look at that daily, this is pretty much as high as Netflix has ever been. Let's look at the weekly chart. I mean, look at that. We're buying it at the darn high. Look at the monthly chart. Like, if this decides to pull back and if it doesn't keep running up to like $500, we're gonna be eating dirt just like Beyond Meat. And this is why I like to bottom feed on stocks, like buy stocks that are already sold off very much so, and then just wait for the upside move. It's just a little bit less risky for me than buying highs and not being able to manage risk on the downside. So these are some free stocks. I actually got 3 stocks of Snap. My brother signed up for Webull, so Snap was good, man. I'm up 30% on my free shares, so tech stocks are doing very good. And I also dived my feet into UAL, which is another airline stock. And guys, this is fantastic what happened with UAL. I bought in, let me show you where the 15-minute chart is. Where did I buy it? Okay. So I think the day started right here. It kept going down, and we bought it at the bottom, 26.23 we bought it. So we bought it right around this break, and since then it pretty much consolidated. So far UAL, we're up 2.4%, $38. Not too big of a size again, but on the daily chart you guys can see it is looking like a breakout formation. It looked like a descending triangle right here with a breakout and a retest of this trend line. So once we have enough buyers to hold this trend line, we move back up and we can see a lot of gains on this trade. Even though we don't have a big position, it might be a very good entry on my part. So we'll stay tuned on that. All right, and here we have the S&P 500 chart. And again, we talked about this a little bit last time. This was where the market was. This is as low as it got. This is where we are now. So this black line is the 50% retracement mark, which if you guys know about Fibonacci numbers, this is a big number right here. Typically, you got your first leg down. You'll make your first leg down such as this. Let me show you. You take the length of your first leg down. Let's make this red just so it's easier to you guys to see. All right, so you got your first move. Where's my red line? You got your first move down. You got a 50% retracement. So I was expecting the market to stop right around this area, and it tricked me. It's tricky. Market is doing what it wants to do. It moved back up. Now in this area, I told you there's gonna be a channel between this gray area. It's a channel. It's no man's land. Don't trade this channel. And it kind of made its way into the channel and reversed back out. But look at this trend line that I had right over here. It's holding support right here, holding support, holding support, holding support. And finally, I think it was Friday, it said, I'm done, I'm out, and the stock turned bearish. The trend line broke, so we are looking at more possible downside in the stock market. So all these little blue lines I have are gaps in the market, and gaps always need to get filled. So we got gaps, huge gap on top, huge gap on bottom, and intraday gaps right over here that need to get filled. So I'm always watching gaps when I'm trading just to make sure where the market bias wants to go. Anyway, you take this first drop in the market, and let's say we're gonna take this recent high right here as our second retracement point. So now, if we're gonna minimize this, our price target, boys, ladies and gentlemen, our price target is right around this level. So that's gonna be the first leg, retracement, second leg down, and then we can expect maybe the market to slowly make its way move and the economy recover. So far on the first dip right over here, we were buying a lot of our 401k shares from work. Oh, this is 1 hour chart. Let me go back on the daily right here, make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. We were buying a lot of our 401ks from our work right around this level. I would say right around this level here. And I made a video talking about where I plan to buy. I got three buy zones. My first buy zone was right around this area, which turned out to be pretty good. Now the thing is, are we going to take some of those profits from the 401 account here, or are we just going to let it run? Since I'm not working, the account is not contributing anything to my 401k right now. And the problem is, my job already announced there's not going to be an employee match, which sucks. And you know, it is what it is. The 401k accounts are not going to be as good as usual. We only had a 4% match, which was good, and we had a little bit of a pension match, pension and deposit as well. So this is where you gotta take things into your own hands and trade and try to make income while you can in the stock market while there's a lot of volatility, while things are moving. But I've been trying to practice and learn this skill and this trade for about 5 years now. I've been trading for a while. You know, I've been wrong a lot. I've had some decent winners, but you know, this skill you're not gonna learn overnight. So if you just want to try to get into stocks right now during this whole madness in the stock market, I would suggest you don't do it unless you try to invest in the long term. See, I'm not investing, I'm trading. I'm like a thief, you know. When a thief steals something, he doesn't return it to the same spot, and that's pretty much the same story with stocks. You're gonna buy at a certain price, you're stealing the stock, and you're gonna sell it higher quickly. You're not gonna let that price return to where you stole it, because then you're a loser, and you don't want to be a loser in the stock market. So it's a lot of psychology behind this. It's a lot of stress behind this, but you know, the stresses of the stock market actually helped me deal with stresses of real life. So I'm grateful for that it taught me how to be more patient in life, taught me how to deal with stressful situations. You're not going to be always a winner, and shit happens. Anyway guys, this is a long video already. Hopefully you aren't bored of hearing me rant, but this is going to be the stock market trading recap for my Webull account. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Drop some comments down below, guys. I know Salvo brothers, you watching, respect, trying to learn something. Go ahead, sign up below using the links. You'll get some free stocks. You'll get started. Just dip your toes in first, because that's how I learned, by dipping my toes out. Don't expect to learn everything as soon as you start. You're gonna learn as you go along. Just use small sizes, $100, $200, and trade with that. The things you're gonna learn having this small account are going to be priceless, and it's only going to build you up to become a better, stronger person and a trader. So I'm out of this place. I gotta go get some food. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya. Kid from California, trying to make it in life. In school they never taught ya. Dreams of my own.